Okay, so we're exploring a progressive sequence today. We're going to be layering on actions as we move, and we're going to repeat some poses a few times so you can feel the texture of adding these underlying actions in the pose. And then we're going to put them together to find our own edge in more dynamic pose, and nothing radical or crazy. I'm not one who likes to teach foot behind the head kind of practice, but rather finding a new depth where you feel an action from the inside out. We're going to be working primarily with action in the legs, and so I'm going to introduce you or reintroduce you to some anatomical terms, and we're going to explore these two actions, and then we're going to layer them on together. So we'll go ahead and start off on your back. I love to start on the back. Mm-hmm. Good. Begin to breathe deeply. So as we explore our practice tonight, allow yourself to set aside any other responsibilities and to-dos. Let your mind relax. Let this be a practice of self-study. And so I encourage self-inquiry. Just tune in. What are you hearing? What physical phenomena arises in your body through our practice tonight? Begin to just assess and hear the message your body is trying to give you. For example, if something hurts, listen. Find a new way to show up in the pose. Ask a question. You'll begin to tune into the subtleties of the physical experience as well. And then what we can do then is build on that awareness of our physical experience to create very subtle, very deep physical action. And then again, the idea is our practice reintegrates our body for greater balance and stability as we move through time and place, not just on our mats, at work, at home, on the weekends, when we're moving things, when we're doing hobbies we love. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax your jaw in the front of your throat. Breathe in, breathe out. Throughout our practice today, keep your jaw, neck, and throat relaxed. Inhale, exhale. Softly press your shoulder blades to the earth. So walk your shoulder blades to the earth. Extend your arms alongside you, palms pressing into the ground. Inhale here. Exhale deeply. Keep your arms actively extended, shoulders and palms pressing. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out completely. On your inhale, lift your chin slightly and press the back of your skull to the mat gently. Breathe in, breathe out. So gentle action, head gently presses down. On your inhale, lift your hips. As you exhale, lower the hips. Keep your arms active, your shoulders pressing. Knees are bent. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, lower. Once more, inhale, hips high. Exhale, hips down. Walk the shoulders out from beneath you. Bring your knees into the chest, hand to your knees. 3 times. Exhale, hug your thighs in. Inhale, relax, so the arms extend. 2, exhale, hug in. Inhale. Last one, draw the knees in as you exhale. Release as you inhale. Make circles with the knees, circling the back side of the pelvis. First one direction, maintain your breath, relax your jaw, then the other. Create a softness in the features of your face, even though we're moving into a practice of yoga for strength. We want to keep softness in our face. Inhale, exhale. Come up to a seated position, gently rock up. You're going to come onto your right elbow, palm to the earth. Good. Variation of this, if it's too much for the shoulder, you can gently cradle the head or find some other variation with the arm. Keep your legs active. We're going to inhale, lift the left thigh. Exhale, take the knee down. Your left hand can come in front of you. Inhale, lift the left thigh. Hand in front adds a little more spinal rotation. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. From here, the whole leg lifts. Inhale, draw your left leg up. Exhale deeply. Take your left hand to the outside of the left thigh. Push the thigh into your hand. So really light up this outer line of the leg. So this is leg abduction, AB. Push, create resistance, tone, and then release your hand as if it were still there, but keep that action. Lift your chest, inhale, exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Take your left hand, touch the outer glute. This is your glute medius and minimus, roughly speaking. We really want to fire up these muscles throughout our practice today. So we're triggering them here, introducing ourselves to them, but we're going to recreate it. Inhale, exhale, relax. We're going to come to the other side, sit up, swivel around. Lower onto your left-hand side. Get yourself into place, into position. Left palm open, hand pressing. Lift through your chest, shoulder back. My feet are flexed, my legs are active. So yoga for strength that create muscle tone. Right fingertips in front of us, inhale, right leg lifts. Notice the work in the outer leg. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. This abduction puts a demand in the lateral muscles. Exhale, down, the outer muscles. Inhale, lift. Feel this action. Exhale, down. Now the whole leg. Inhale, rise. Good. Right hand to the thigh. So the hand is going to push down. The thigh is going to push up. I push. And so that wakes up these muscles even more. Keep this action going as we remove the hand. So advanced yoga asana isn't about radical pose. It's about knowing how to engage this lateral or this outline of my leg with my mind, even without that physical resistance. We'll build on this. Inhale, exhale, down. Come to hands and knees. Cushion the knees if needed. Press all 10 toenails to the earth. Take a moment to pause here in hands and knees and just notice the action in the hips. Notice the physical phenomena. Do the hips feel cold and tight, or do they feel warm, tingly? Do you feel movement? Just notice the physical sensation. From this information, begin to move the hips around, forward and back, maybe side to side, but just exploring the feedback you're getting in your hips. Inhaling and exhaling. Maybe you're doing some cat-cows, maybe you're doing some down dogs. Again, whatever you need for the hips. So advanced asana, again, isn't about radical pose necessarily. It's about knowing our practice, taking our practice deeper. So study your own body. You know more about you than I do. Tune into that. Trust that. When satisfied, come back to hands and knees. Inhale. Exhale, tops of the feet press, lift the right hand, flip the palm, take the top of the hand down. Good. So even though the top of my hand is down, I'm keeping my fingers abducted, they're flared wide, and I'm pushing my fingernails to the mat. So I'm maintaining muscle action throughout my body. Even my core is gently engaged. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, bring the hand up, roll it one direction, then the other, and switch. Exhale, left hand to the earth. Good. Your palm turns up, top of the hand to your mat. Fingers open, fingernails pressing. Your right hand is going to hold most of the weight. Inhale. Exhale. Press all 10 toenails to your mat. Inhale. Exhale, release, come up, roll it around, one direction, then the other. Lower onto your abdomen, exhale. Stretch your legs back behind you. Reach strong through the legs and lift the thighs high. Lift your chest, stretch your arms back, turning your thumbs up. So out and up, thumbs out and up. That's external rotation in the shoulder. Lift the legs high, breathe in. Breathe out. Really engage the back line of your legs. As you lift your thighs, your glutes and hamstrings have to work. So consciously tune into these areas and engage those muscles deeper. Advance your practice. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift your chin slightly. Draw the back of your skull back in space as if you were pressing the head to the ground. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. Really build this muscle memory of action in the back body. Exhale, come down and rest. Stack your palms and breathe. One more deep breath in. Out. Continue to observe the physical phenomena happening in your body. Inhale, bring your hands alongside your rib cage. Press to hands and knees as you exhale. So we're going to use our child's pose to stretch our shoulders. So watch me first, okay? You can keep the thighs parallel if that works for you. Otherwise, knees slightly splayed. That's your decision. The idea is action in the arms. So watch me first. As I come down, I'm going to push the earth away versus collapsing in my arms. Hands are open, active. I'm pushing, extending, and I'm reaching my chest down as I walk my fingers further forward. All right, back into child's pose. Find your breath. Maybe inch your hands a little bit closer together. Open your 10 fingers, grip with the fingertips, press with the base of your index. Softly extend through the elbows as you rotate the inner eye of the elbow up. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, breathe in. Breathe out. Come to hands and knees as you inhale. Exhale here. Keep the same action in your hands, like you've got a muscle glove on. Softly grip the earth. Press the top of your left foot to the floor. Shift the weight into your left leg and draw your right leg up. Straight out to the side. So hip abduction, the right leg abducts, it moves away from the midline of your body. Lift your chest, broaden your collarbones, soften the features of your face. Breathe in, breathe out. Unlock your elbows, draw your front ribs in. Breathe in, breathe out. Take your right leg down, shake it out, put out any fires. So I want to cue you into something I'm doing here. I'm putting us into poses that is physically demanding for this lateral, this outer leg. So you're like, oh wow, I really feel my glute medius and minimus. We're going to build on this, but right now really build a muscle memory because you're going to recreate it later on. Left side, hands and knees, active hands, right foot presses, inhale. Exhale, bring your left leg up. Good, stay here and breathe. So the leg is abducted straight out to the side. Go ahead and flex your left foot. So if you're familiar, it's dorsal flexion. Keep the hands active, collarbones broad, chin extending. Draw your front ribs in, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale, take the knee to the earth. Okay, watch me here. We're going to do this again. But one thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna lift my right leg. Watch me first. So I'm putting a demand in this medius and minimus. But what about my left leg? How can I engage my medius and minimus here? I lift, and now I'm gonna engage this left leg just as I would the right. Here I go in 3, 2, 1. So now I've got a lot more action happening in the outer hip. So we're applying it even though the demand may not be there. We're progressing in our practice. Hands and knees, right leg lifts. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, ladies, so right leg is lifting. Tune in to what's happening in the outer right glute. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now, move it into the left glute as well. Actively fire as if you were trying to take the left thigh out to the side. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. Breathe out. Release the knee to the earth. Put out any fires, so feel free to wiggle the hips, roll the hips, move the hips forward and back. Same thing, second side, left leg up. Inhale. Exhale. Really firm the outer line of the left leg as if you had a seam on the outside of your yoga pants along the outer line of the leg. Now tone the right leg equally. Breathe in. Extend your chest, broaden your collarbone. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Take your knee to the earth. Put out any fires. Rest in child's pose with active arms. One more deep breath in and out. We're going to come into downward facing dog. Inhale, hands and knees. Curl your toes, lift your hips, down dog. We'll be coming to standing here shortly. In your down dog, engage your arms just as you did in child's pose. Softly push the earth away. Lift your sit bones high. Breathe in, out. Inhale. Exhale. Coming to standing. Look forward, walk, step, jump the feet forward. Forward fold. Inhale, spine extends, look forward. The knees can bend slightly for this. Exhale, bow. Once more, half forward fold, look forward, inhale. Exhale, bow. On your inhale, look forward, coming up halfway. As you exhale, take your hands to your hips, elbows to the sky. Inhale, come to standing. Anthony. All right, so take a moment, find yourself in Tadasana. Feel free to get a glass of water. All right, so now we're establishing ourselves in Tadasana. Feet parallel to each other, firm your legs, lift your chest. Softly rotate your palms forward, extend through your elbows, firm your legs. Now I want you to engage as if you were trying to take the legs away from each other. So strong abduction. So you'll feel this outline of the leg, this outer line, this lateral line firing up. Inhale, exhale, relax. Shake it out a little bit. So again, today's practice isn't just about strengthening the outer glutes and the outer legs. The idea is that you integrate this into your practice and ultimately into your daily life. And there's many layers to these underlying principles. This is just one of many. All right. So take your hands to your hips, stand into your right leg. I'm going to mirror you. So I'm going to mirror you. Stand into your right leg. Lift your left leg out to the side as much as is comfortable. Keep your jaw relaxed, your face soft. Okay. Shoulders back and lift. So again, this outer leg has a demand. Really lift and feel the glute medius and minimus fire up. Now recreate this in your left leg. 3, 2, 1. Engage. Breathe in, breathe out. Take your legs back into two-footed Tadasana and recreate that action to the best of your ability. Right. Stand into your left leg, evenly distribute weight in the sole of the foot. Your right leg, please lift as high as is comfortable. Here's the thing, is as you learn how to engage this, it doesn't matter how high you go. Oh, I can fire that muscle up like crazy, just with awareness, with consciousness. Again, your left hip, turn it on. 3, 2, 1. The outer glutes engage. Inhale. Exhale, come back. Whew, put out the fire. All right. So again, as we engage, so here's our passive legs. This is my passive leg. As I engage and I create this abduction, I'm trying to take the legs away from each other. I build this muscle energy all along the outside of my leg. Anthony, go check in the bedroom. All right, we're going to keep working with this. Turn your left toes out. Bend into your left knee. We're going to come up into a baby half moon. So feel free to have something handy to balance on, or you're welcome to balance here. We're not necessarily going for the full thing, but you can if it's in your wheelhouse. All right, left toes, let me model, or let me mirror. Left toes turn out. Bend the knee. The knee points to the second toe. Come into your left foot. Keep this left leg externally rotating. Lift your chest, shoulders back. And now bring your right leg up as high as you feel comfortable. Maybe you'd like to extend the opposite arm, your left arm. Really lift that right leg high. Inhale, exhale. And try to find that same action in the left leg. Breathe in. Breathe out, slowly lower, come back to Tadasana. Again, feel free to make any movements in the pelvis as needed. Listen to your body, right? That's why we practice together, is just to tune us into our own bodies so we can hear her as clearly as we can hear each other when we talk. Turn your right toes out. Right knee points towards the second toe. This action happens in the hip. Right hip is rotating externally. Stand into your right leg, balance on the left toes. This may be your pose, go no further, or begin to lift and really tone this outline of the leg, the lateral line of the leg, and do the same in the standing leg, your right leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can extend your right arm out. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in and out. Slowly come back center. Let's do some high knee marches. This is just a nice way to kind of nurture the hips. And then hands to your hips. Make sure you're not going to kick anything behind you. Just gentle lifts of the leg. And we want to try to go straight back just to fire up the back of the leg a little bit. A couple more breaths here. When you're ready, come to Tadasana. Take a wide-legged stance. So this is a principle we'll play with more later on, like this dichotomy, this duality of action. But one thing you're going to need to do to keep your feet from sliding out from underneath you is root the sole of your foot to your mat and hug the feet together a little bit. Here's the fun part. Hug your feet together, but think of taking your thighs away from each other. So engage that outer line as if trying to lift the legs. Go ahead, extend the arms. Breathe in. Breathe out. So my ankles are holding together, but my thighs are spreading wide. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale. Pivot your right toes. Bend into your right knee. I am mirroring. So from here, stretch the thighs away from each other actively, as if you were literally trying to abduct the feet away from the earth. Lift your chest, lift your chin. Turn and gaze to the middle finger on your right hand. Hands are as active as they were in child's pose. your skull, the back of your skull, softly leans towards the left hand, away from the direction you're gazing. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Continue to actively abduct the legs. Breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale. Hands to your hips. Come back to Tadasana. Shake it out. You're always welcome if you want to throw a vinyasa in between any of these poses, which is plank to the earth, up dog, down dog, jump back up. I mean, really make it your own. Just be mindful of your surroundings. All right, come to a wide-legged stance. Root your feet. Hug the feet together, but the thighs actively reach away from each other. So I want to keep this lateral line active, this glute medius and minimus active. Breathe in. Breathe out. Left toes pivot, bend into your left knee. Legs abduct. Arms extend. Virabhadrasana Dui on the second side. Warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. So my legs keep trying to exit away from each other, reach away from each other. Breathe in, lift your chest, shoulders back. Breathe out, gaze to the middle finger on your left hand. Back of your skull leans towards your right hand, away from your gaze. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hands are as active as they were in child's pose and down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, look forward, 10 toes forward, walk, step, or jump your feet together, and feel free to shake, to move, anything you need to. So again, this progressive theme that we're building on is this, not just legs apart, but the action of abduction, the muscles that stabilize the thigh bones laterally. All right. And the idea is to keep engaging these muscles. Tadasana. So again, let's revisit this with Tadasana, feet hip distance apart, or perhaps slightly closer. If you have a yoga block at home, you could place that yoga block between the thighs. Thanks. All right. So if you have a yoga block between your thighs, make sure the feet are at least beneath the knees. You don't want your ankles wider. If you don't have a yoga block, just imagine, okay? So hands to your hips, keep your feet evenly rooted, lift your chest. Now I want you to engage your thighs away from each other, as if you were trying to drop the block. Now it's a compromise, because I'm not going to cram in my ankle and roll onto the outer edge of my foot. It's not a competition. This is a tool. This is a teaching mechanism. Feet stay rooted, legs active, knees unlocked, but I engage as if I'm trying to take my legs away and drop the block. Yeah? So now remove the block. If you don't have one, remove the figurative block and throw it to the side. Even weight distribution in the soles of your feet. Neutral knees. Firm your legs. Tone your glutes. So learn how to do this, and you'll be amazed at how it grows. Now, as if you have a block between your thighs, try to take the thighs away from each other in 3, 2, 1. And usually that causes a little bit of a ripple effect. As I engage in a certain way, I kind of have to reposition myself to accommodate. Keep the thighs abducting, bend into the knees, and again, reposition your feet as needed. Balance the weight evenly in the soles of your foot. Now flex the muscles of your legs like crazy, and take the thighs away from each other without moving the knees. Just energetically, they broaden. Lift your chest. Breathe in. Breathe out. You stay here. You stay here. But again, as if we were doing this and resisting and all that crazy work, find it. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Breathe in. If you want, arms come up, extend, extend. Fold forward as you exhale and let your body soften. Ways to do this: bend your knees or take your feet further apart so your torso can melt between your thighs. Let your head gently hang, but softly take shoulders back for 3, 2, inhale, exhale. Last one, breathe in, breathe out. Look forward as you inhale, bend your knees, exhale. Inhale, take your hands to your hips. Exhale, elbows to the sky. Inhale, rise. Exhale, step together. Shake out opposite hand, opposite leg. Find your Tadasana. Firm the muscles of your legs. Tone your glutes. So now you know that when we tone our glutes, it's not just glute maximus, it's not just the large glute muscle, but it's medius and minimus as well now. So get to know your glutes. Breathe in, lift your arms, stretch through the chest. Exhale, let the arms come alongside you. Try to maintain this action. Breathe in, arms up. So neutral knees, firm your legs and abduct gently. Exhale, arms lower. Keep your knees unlocked. 2 more. Inhale, reach. Keep your arms as active as they were in child's pose and down dog. Exhale, lower. Last one, breathe in. So we could add this quality, this texture to Urdhva Hastasana anytime we want. Fold forward as you exhale. Fingertips to the earth. From here, find a half forward fold. So bend your knees and look forward so you can get your fingertips down, right? Right now, it's not necessarily about the stretch in the hamstring. It's about finding this action of abduction. So we're progressing along in our practice. Weight evenly distributed in the soles of your feet. So bend the knees so you can hinge at your hips and you can get fingertips to the earth and lift your gaze slightly. Now flex the muscles of your legs just as if you were in chair pose in a deep, deep squat. Contract through consciousness, right? It's the mind saying, fire up legs, fire up quads, hamstrings, shins, calves, inners and outer thighs. Inners. Breathe in, breathe out. Now add the texture of abduction. Stretch the thighs away from each other as if you were trying to take the feet straight out to the side. Keep this action, shoulders back. Find more action in your Uttanasana. Extend your spine and maintain this action in the legs and gently bow forward as you exhale for 3. Inhale. Lean a little bit more into the balls of the foot, but continue to abduct. Exhale. Tone the torso and squeeze the chest closer. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in and out. We're coming into plank pose. Look forward, inhale, and make your way into plank pose. Walk, step, jump. Broaden your collarbones, look forward. Engage your glute muscles. Keep your inner ankles hugging towards each other, but now energetically draw the upper thighs away from each other. It's a balance, it's a compromise. Breathe in, out, inhale, exhale. One more breath in and out. Lower the knees, come onto the abdomen, stack your palms and rest. Continue to rest. I'd like you to take note. We're doing a progressive practice. And we started with a lot of really physically demanding poses. We were standing, we were lifting our limb, our leg against gravity. So the muscles really had to work. And I said this is an advanced practice progressing us deeper into pose. And so the advanced technique comes in learning how to find that passion, that purpose, that intention, that integrity in poses such as forward fold, instead of just collapsing and dumping forward, right? And some of the poses that one may think are more simple or fundamental, they actually have so much potential. All right, hands alongside the rib cage here. Lift your gaze so we find gentle action in the back. Shoulder blades draw into the back. We're not going into full cobra. I'm not putting any real weight in my hands just yet. We're returning to the legs. Lift and stretch each leg back. Stretch all 10 toenails into your mat. The feet are active. Softly hug inner ankles towards each other, just a gentle hug. But now, think of taking the upper thighs away from each other and gluing the outer pelvis to the earth a little bit more. Point your tailbone to your heels. Lift your chest a little higher. Still no weight in the hands. Firm the quads, the front of your thighs, and find that abduction in the legs, but keep the base of your big toe grounded. Now, palms to the earth. Keep the action. Maybe you rise a few more inches. Shoulders back, chest forward. Inhale. Exhale. Outer glutes engage. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Out. Inhale. Exhale. Lower. Stack your palms. Rest your forehead. When you're ready, lift your chest, lift your head, and gaze. So you can come into Sphinx pose, but continue to practice these actions. Legs extended, tops of the feet pressing, firming the glutes. So for me, there's so much benefit when I simplify a pose, so I can really tune into that action and then take it into progressively deeper poses, like upward facing dog, okay? This is an option, all right? So you will watch me here, okay? You stay here, let me demo. Upward facing dog, the hips lift, the knees are extended. Common misalignment in upward facing dog, something like this. There's a big dump in the low back, the shoulders are crammed into the neck. We want lift, shoulders back, chest up, and a lot of action in the legs. I'll walk us through it. From here, inhale, lift your chest. Hands come back alongside your ribs. Begin to extend the legs strong and push the tops of your feet into the earth as if you were coming into upward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hands walk back just a little bit more. Use the strength of the arms and the strength of your back. Come up a little bit more. And this is about as far as we want spinal extension to go. This may be your pose, go no further. You can either press up onto the knees, keeping this action, or if you choose, lift the knees away from the earth. For 3, draw the navel in. 2, lift your chest and chin. 1, inhale, lower the knees, slowly lower to your chest. Exhale, stack your palms, rest your forehead. Breathe in. Breathe out. Coming to hands and knees, inhale. Coming to a seated position as we exhale and taking a gentle straddle. So a lot of times when one starts yoga asana, asana being the practice of pose, seated positions, they're like, oh, okay, this is all about the stretch, and they just kind of let the body go a little slack. But the idea is that we carry this idea of yoga for strength, this muscle energy from pose to pose, because it maintains like the integrity of the joints. It's just a really simple example. Unless we're doing a restorative practice, then yes, we systematically relax the body. So how can you find action in every part of your body here? Extend through the legs. I've always enjoyed the floints. I do flexing, I do dorsal flexion, and I do pointing, I do plantar flexion as well. I try to exercise different foot positions. So you can decide. For me today, I'm choosing a floint, but the idea is that the total architecture of the foot and ankle is active. Firm your legs and again, extend. Try to sit tall. Engage glute medius and minimus, as if you were trying to take your legs back wider. Engage these muscles that we activated over and over in our practice today. Lift your chest. Extend your arms if available. You could, if needed, you could do one hand at a time, right? If it's too much for the back. Otherwise, both hands can come for 3. Make your legs longer, more active, arms longer, more active. 2, inhale. Exhale. Last breath in. Breathe out. Take your hands to your hips, elbows draw back, shoulders draw back. Lift your chest and chin. So we really want to lift our chest when we take our shoulders back. Stay here and breathe, or begin to hinge. Okay. Lengthen as you inhale. Hinge as you exhale. So maintain total body action so we're not dumping, we're not collapsing in any area. And if that means we come up a little bit for more integrity, so be it. You'll benefit. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, breathe in. Breathe out. Keep this action. Take your fingertips to the floor in front of you. And don't lose this. Just transfer some of the weight into the hands. Inhale, lengthen. I'll mirror to your left as you exhale. Rotate to your left. Keep this right sit bone pressing. Opposite hip's going to want to lift. Abduct and root the sit bone down. Do rotate your torso and either stay here, or you can find these child pose or downward facing dog arms where the arms extend. For 3, inhale. Exhale, keep your legs actively abducting. 2, inhale. Exhale. Last breath in. Out. Lift your gaze. Inhale, walk the torso center. Exhale. Pause. Notice the physical phenomena in your body. Respond to your body in any way needed, and then recommit to the practice. Sit bones evenly rooted, chest lifted, shoulders back. Arms up, inhale. As you exhale, rotate to your right, but this left sit bone, spin it back to the earth. So there's a compromise. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands to the earth inside your right leg, and walk it forward. Keep the arms active, so you don't have to go far to find the down dog or child's pose arms that we practiced earlier. If it suits you, you may go far, but that's not the goal. The goal is the action, the integrity. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Keep the legs actively abducting. Breathe out. Extend your navel towards the chest, towards the hands. Breathe in. Breathe out. On your inhalation, come up, up, up. Exhale, relax. You may need to help your legs back in. If I've done my job, hopefully tomorrow you'll remember me. All right, just have a little fun in your Baddha Konasana, maybe wiggle side to side. Maybe you want to come up onto one leg here. So these are examples of poses that are actually good for the pelvic floor. We have an amazing network of muscles within the pelvic floor. And muscles in this pelvic diaphragm can actually pull at the hips, affect the knees, affect the low back. So poses like this affect digestion and elimination. So these are nice poses for just opening up the floor of the pelvis, the base of the pelvis. Yoga's so cool. It's so fascinating. Take your legs out, shake them out. All right, one more demo, but it's going to be on our back, and then we get to start relaxing. But again, the idea that this abduction can be applied anywhere, and training our minds training our minds and our nervous system. So we're going to do a Supta Hasta Padangustasana. So watch me first, supine hand to foot pose. What we tend to do here is collapse into flexibility. We're like, oh, I can get my leg all the way down, right? I'll demo from this angle. So as I go down, watch what happens to my hip. My pelvis is getting cranked up. And I'm like, but why would I change anything? My foot's to the floor. This is where we get to confront the ego, right? It's not about what the pose looks like. It's about finding, utilizing the pose to derive deeper benefit for ourselves, like a stable pelvis. So watch me here. As we do this, we're going to keep the extended leg very active, right? So this is getting into that medius and minimus. You can do this with the bent knee, right? You could do it at the knee. But the idea is this leg, the extended leg. It stays strong as if I'm standing on it. My heel presses to the ground. And I want to keep my outer hip glued to the earth. So this is a little bit of an anchor, because as I open this leg, I want that to stay down. I don't want it creeping up. And this is going back to what we've been conditioning throughout our practice today, okay? Lying on your back. Start with your right leg coming in. Now remember, this can be done with your knee bent. I really want more of the technique in the pelvis and in that left extended leg. You make the decision. For those that go for the yogi grip, it's your big toe that the peace fingers grab. Your peace fingers hook around the big toe, all right? You can do partial extension or full extension. Tune into your left leg, so straight left leg. That left glute pushing itself to the earth, and you begin to take your right leg out to the side, usually about 45 degrees is a great place to play. I even like to spin my belly button towards my left or towards the extended leg. So I engage my torso slightly to my left. Breathe in, out, inhale, exhale. One more breath in, breathe out, bend the knee, bring it center. You can bring both legs in, you can wiggle, you can move. Again, listen to the physical phenomena your body is telling you and respond to it. Same thing, second side. Left knee in, please. Right leg extends. Now remember, this is about the right leg. Right heel presses, foot is active, and that outer hip is spinning to the earth. Either hold on to your left knee with an active foot and leg, or yogi grip, peace finger, hooks the big toe. You decide. Either partial extension or full extension. And when you're ready, start to lower the left leg, abduct. So the left leg is abducting, while the right thigh spins towards the earth, but the toes point towards the ceiling. Outer hip crease pressing for 3. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, breathe in. Out. Inhale. And as you exhale, bend, bring the leg center. You can bend both knees. Take a moment to breathe here. Gently press your shoulders and your hands to the earth. On your inhale, lift your hips. Lower as you exhale. Dynamic bridge, inhale, lift. Dynamic in that we're moving with our breath. Lower as you exhale. Inhale, lift, and if it's appropriate, this time hold. Keep your shins parallel to each other so the knees point forward. Now engage your glutes. Squeeze your glutes and lift your hips higher. Engage the outer glutes as if the upper thighs were going to go away from each other. Press your shoulders, lift your chin, and softly press the back of your skull to the mat for 3. Inhale. Exhale. Tune in with the glutes. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in and out. Lower slowly. Inhale here. Exhale. Spinal twist. Yay. Stretch your arms straight out of the shoulders, palms face down like the letter T. So remember this little trick. I always do this. I lift my hips to the left. I move them to the left, but my knees go to the right. So I literally lift my pelvis and move it over to the left. Then I draw my knees up and drop them to the right. And this just aligns the pelvis with the shoulder girdle a little better. Breathe in, out, inhale, exhale. One more breath in and out. Come onto your back. Ooh, center your hips. Take a full breath in, out. So again, hips lift, move to the right. Knees in and to the left. So they go in opposite directions. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Bring your legs center as you inhale. Center your hips. Exhale. Draw the knees in. I always like to finish with something symmetrical. I love Apanasana. So we hug the knees in on exhale and we relax a little bit on inhale. The hands stay at the knees though. Exhale, hug in. Relax on the inhale. Last one. Hug in, exhale. Relax on inhale. Shavasana. But remember, make Shavasana a constructive rest. So add any props, any adaptations. The only caveat I would encourage is that you support yourself in a position that's somewhat anatomically neutral, right? Like you don't want a big pillow beneath your head. That's the cervical spine, the neck isn't meant to align that way. But find something you can relax into. Shavasana. Relax your head and neck, your jaw, teeth, and tongue. Soften your eyes and ears. Release the front of your throat and allow your skull to relax into the earth beneath you. Rest. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, allow the chest, the lungs, the ribs, the upper back to release. Continue to breathe gently as the arms soften and surrender. Relax your abdomen, your pelvis. Release your hips and relax your legs. With your body relaxed, just notice. Notice the physical phenomena of your practice. You might recall what your body felt like before practice and compare it to how you feel now. Not to judge, but to learn. How can we become better students of self through our asana practice, our practice of pose? Our practice of asana is a form of meditation. Today, the emphasis, the focus of our meditation was abduction in the legs. Reflect on whatever imprint that has left you with.